So this is a pressure plate, body track. It measures, this bar measures left to right weight distribution. The vertical bar measures heel to toe weight distribution. In your swing, your ball position for the 6-iron, the bottom of your swing is further behind the ball than it should be. So the most preferred ball position should be just forward of center, 1 inch. Now, one thing I would encourage you to work on is turning your hips. You don't really turn your hips at all in your swing. And you get a little bit of sway. There's lateral shifting in your right hip. You can see the box I drew. Your right knee moves outside the box. So you don't really turn your hip. That's something you need to work on. The backswing's pretty good though. Coming down though, what starts your downswing? Your lower body. So your feet, your knees, and your legs all need to shift toward the target. Well, the first thing that moves is your hands, then your hips. So you're just a little bit out of sequence. Well, just practice moving your hips more. And then you can see how you release the angle formed between the left arm and shaft. You get a little bit of early release of the club. That causes you to hit behind it. And the reason you have early release and a little chicken wing there, the chicken wing is caused by the early release. So the net effect is just get your lower body more active. So just like you threw a baseball when you were a kid, push off, get your legs, your feet, your knees are going to make a more active movement towards the target to start your downswing. So what is the actual amount of lateral shift? It's somewhere between 7 and 10 inches for most guys, for most people. And so that's what I want you to work on. Now, you don't think about that stuff. Just practice every day working on it, independent of the golf course, working on that lateral shift. But to hit the ball more consistently on the course, her first move from the top of her swing is going to be with her hips. You see that?
Yeah, who's that? Is that the pro?
That's a lady pro. She's very good.
Yeah, it's actually not an average player.
No, she's not an average player. So you can see how the left hip is moved, right?
Yeah.
So there's some lateral movement there. So that's all. I think that will improve your ball striking a lot. You're getting some lateral shift, but not enough. You can see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you can get your left hip more toward the target, you won't hit the ground.
Well, now the first or the second one I shot was a very good shot. And why was that okay? Then?
That was your second one.
No, well, I mean, there was a few that I was hitting that were very good.
Well, if you adjust one little fraction, your ball position, or you get a little bit better swing plane, you're going to hit the ball well. But the big thing is you got to practice your impact position, Scott. At home, you need to get in this position. You need to get your body to start to feel what it's like to get into this position. That's a lot different position than where you are. The only way you can take on a new motor pattern is you have to practice the movement without a ball. So you can see how much more her knee is kicked forward there. Her right knee is shifted all the way over toward the target. Right. That's something you can work on. You're physically capable of doing that. Your brain hasn't done that ever before, so it's not a neuromuscular conditioned response. It's something you have to consciously think about. Well, if you did this 50 times, worked on it every day, eventually you're going to start to do it. You don't have to go to the golf course or the range. You can just practice doing it. Stick a club right here, shift your hip into the club. It's just that shit. That's it. That's all that is. So that is going to be a difference, huge difference when you can get that. And yes, your swing plane's better there, but there's very limited lower body motion. But that's still a good swing. But you wonder why you don't get any power. Now you know. Because look, halfway down, there's no angle formed between the left arm and the club. If you look at the top players, halfway down you see that angle. That's stored energy because she's using her lower body. See, when you start your downswing with your hips and not your hands, you don't unload the shaft. When you unload the shaft, you lose power. Alright, so everything I just said was... My name is Jim Estes, and today I'm going to talk about a drill that I think is extremely important for the swing plane. So, what I want you to do is, and this, by the way, is going to give you an instant understanding of exactly the feeling you want to have in the golf swing. Take a club, you can put a rod, alignment rod, in the grip, or I'm sorry, in the butt end of the golf club. Take the golf club, turn it like you're going to hold it, and then what I want you to do is take that club, put it right against your left hip, so you're holding both clubs here. Now you've got an alignment rod on the ground and a golf ball, and what I want you to do, getting into your good posture position, your weight over the arches, feel balanced. The insides of the heels are going to be about the width of your hips. Take a swing back, slow motion, and trace with that alignment rod the target line all the way up. The shaft should be parallel to your target line at the top, and then slowly coming down, trace the line. And do this in slow motion. Right into the impact position. So this is a great feedback tool, visual feedback tool for learning the proper swing plane. Go right to your impact position. I encourage you to do this drill in slow motion. And if you have 5 minutes a day, if you do this drill every day, I guarantee you're going to improve your golf swing. So again, I think you'll find this to be extremely helpful. JimEstesGolf.com if you have any questions.